15 players. So these are my top 15. The way I base this on is I went through the list of every player that's there. I put everyone that I thought could be on the top 15. Ended up being like roughly 22, 23 players. And then I kind of narrowed it down from there. So this is the best 15 players. This is not who I think is going to perform the best. This is not who's performed the best this year. It is a combination of all of it. I guess I should say it's not just those things. So this is a combo. So this is who I think that the best players are, who I think they're going, who I think is gonna perform well, and who has been performing well, in kind of combination. So some of these are kind of bets on some players that I think are gonna turn some things around, just from what I've seen and from what I know that they can actually do. But we'll see. So let me know what you think. All right, let's jump into it. First, so I'm gonna go 15 to number 1. Starting at number 15, I put King. So King, IGL at Lev. He has been, I feel like he's been underrated lately. Like Aspas has been taking the show, but he's IGLing, which I always add a couple points on there for that. I mean, he's also fragging. There was a game, I can't remember who it was against, but it was on Breeze. I believe it was in the playoffs, maybe the early rounds of the playoffs. But I think he was like 15-2 or 15-3 on the first half of the map. Like, this guy is calling, fragging. He's doing everything for this team. Besides, obviously, one of the best players in the world, Aspas, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, I have King at number 15. Number 14, I put Chronicle. So this is a little bit of a combination. So this guy, he obviously on Fnatic. Fnatic is having a little bit of a tough year. They're pushing through though. Like, it seems to me like they're on the come up. They're starting to play a little bit better. I feel like they're doing a really good thing where Boostio is not just the only one calling. I feel like, especially during the semifinals and the finals, they were playing, or I guess the lower finals, they were playing, or Leo was doing a lot of calling, which I think is so beneficial. I think it makes so much sense to have multiple callers on this team. And Chronicle is just out there fragging. He's a vocal leader. He's doing his thing. His utility is always on point, but I feel like the team as a whole has kind of come down a little bit from last year, but Chronicle is still one of those top guys. Next one is EU. So this 100 Thieves team, I'm so high on this 100 Thieves team. When them adding Boostio and EU, I think it was such a big move. I think especially EU is such an insane initiator. He's a pretty classic recon initiator who his utility is always on point and his aim is so sick. He is so good at this game. And he does such a good job. He plays really, really well with everybody, and that's what 100 Thieves is really, really good at. And so I factor some of that stuff in there as well. It's like 100 Thieves, they play so well together, and part of that is utility. And it seems like EU is just on top of it. He's coming out of tier 2, stepping up to tier 1, and I feel like he's one of the best players in the world right now. Number 12, we got Forsaken. He could be higher. He's an insane player. I feel like he's one of the most unique players in the league. He plays every single agent. I think it was like he played in this first split, he played like 8 different agents or something like that. It might even be more. I can't remember the stat off the top of my head, but yeah, this guy's been killing it. In Madrid, he was the fragger. They couldn't really, they made it far. They did well, but it felt like Forsaken was the one driving this team. He's kind of taking on the IGL as you know, for Paper X doesn't really have a dedicated IGL, but I feel like Forsaken is the main guy just from listening to comms and things like that. It just makes sense. He's so smart. He's such a smart player. Again, his utility is always on point. His breach is looking insane. Now that Jinggg is back, he's just setting up his boy. He's been killing it. But Forsaken is I feel like also underrated. It's just also hard. Like this Paper X team, so good. They have so many good players. It's hard to rate that on there. But I tend to rate IGLs a little bit higher. I just consider Forsaken the IGL. They just have a bunch of different input as well. But yeah, so Forsaken. Number 11, you got CNED. I feel like he could also be low. I feel like him and Forsaken have also to kind of drop down my list a little bit. Nothing against them, it's just those players above them I feel like are really striving right now and doing really great things. But yeah, CNED is always been a beast. He's back with his boys on FUT. He's doing his thing. He's given a lot of freedom, which is something he's really good at, lurking on Jet. I love that. I feel like FUT have a different approach to the game. I also like that. I feel like this year, with all the different changes that are going on with the different characters or the different agents, I feel like it's good for teams to really adapt and like try new styles that don't necessarily make the most like meta logical sense, and FUT are doing that, and they're just empowering their players, and they're just such a good aim, a driven team, and CNED's at the helm of that. Number 10, I have Boostio. So I feel like I've seen a bunch of other people's lists, and he's not even like discussed. I think there's so many other things besides just being a good Valorant player. And first of all, number 1, he is an insane Valorant player. Like he doesn't have to pop up every game. I think he might be the best IGL in the world. He's leading every team he plays with, now that he has this confidence, to championships. EG last year, they won the biggest championship. 100 Thieves this year won the first split. Now are one of the highest rated teams coming into Shanghai. He just has this confidence and just drives his teams to do well, empowers his players. And I think like that makes such a good player that I feel like I would rate that highly on my list. Like I feel like people are missing this. I feel like this one specifically, I wish I could have put him higher. It's so tough to do an IGL because I feel like you don't, a lot of people say you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know how the calls are coming in. But I think it's pretty obvious that Boostio is the one driving this team. Yeah, he might not be top frag every game, but he does have games where he is top frag. And he is dominating with his calling, with his confidence, with his support for his team, doing all those things. So shout out to Boostio. He's killing it right now. Number 9, you got Jinggg. Honestly, I haven't watched a ton of Chinese Valorant right now. I have been keeping up a little bit with it, but Jinggg is just a beast. It seems like they're starting to kind of come around him and lean into him, which I feel like he strives in. This Masters event is going to be in Shanghai. It's going to be so sick to watch him play. I feel like there's not a ton to say about him. Like he's Jinggg. He's one of the best players in the world. Just in general, it doesn't really matter what else is going on with this team. He's an absolute aimer who can dominate any player on the server. Number 8, we got Alpha. Yeah, he's also he's part of the Fnatic like downturn a little bit. Again, on the come up, kind of like I was talking with Chronicle, but Alpha has still been a top player. He's had some games, he's had some turns that haven't been the greatest. I feel like he's really loving playing the Raze. That Raze on split is so sick. I like what Fnatic's doing with it. I didn't like it at first. They weren't really playing the comp well. I think it was either Sliggy or someone on Platcheck said that it wasn't really a comp for them. I think they're starting to adapt. It seems like they're like starting to get it. It's taking them a minute. They're trying to play like last year, trying to be the Fnatic of last year. Now they're adapting. Now they're starting to play better. Now they're starting to play in this new meta. This game changes so much. And I love this split comp. I love Alpha on Raze. All right, next one we got Cryo. Again, 100 Thieves team. This guy has been cooking. His jet, I don't remember the game, but it was on Icebox. It just feels like he's just sitting backside A with an op and a shorty and is just dominating everyone. He's got some confidence. Again, Boostio adding that in there. I feel like he's the best aimer on the team, and he's leading the way, and his boys are backing him up. I think 100 Thieves are going to do really, really well this tournament with Cryo at the helm. All right, number 6, we got Texture. Jinggg as a whole, they're looking all right. Obviously, they made it to the finals Pacific. They came in, they got to the finals at Madrid. Texture is a beast. He solos carries this team sometimes, not all the time. His team is still pretty solid, but as a whole, he's the guy. He's been doing some crazy things as a duelist. One of the best aimers in the world. You got to put him up there. There's Texture. At number 5, we got Benji Fishy. This guy, I'm such a big fan of support players, and because I feel like they just add so much to the team, and his Cypher is insane. I mean, I think he might be, he has to be the best Cypher in the world right now, best Sentinel in the world. He is frying. When it seems like Heretics has this good push and pull of aggressive and passive styles, they, on defense especially, they'll push out one side, push them into the other, and they either win the duels, win the round on the aggressive side, or they push them straight into Benji Fishy. And Benji has just been frying. I mean, it feels like every time they're pushing sites, he gets at least one, most of the time two. If he's in a clutch scenario where they do take out that aggressive side, I mean, he's getting 1v3s all over the place. He's getting 1v2s all over the place, and he's just closing out rounds. So anytime his team needs a little bit of support and a little backup, Benji's there. He's been killing it. Number 4, Something. Again, Paper X, this team is insane. They have some of the best players in the world on it. Something is an insane opper, especially. I feel like that's what he's best at. I love the Gecko opping. I love the Jet opping. He just plays so well with this team. They support him so well. He gets in good positions, and they just set him up for succeed. I feel like there's not really much else to say about him. He fries. He was insane last year. He started off a little slow with Monyet on the team, and also something on Paper X. Like, Monyet was a crazy player, but just adding Jinggg into this team, they just play so well together. They're all boys. They're all buddies. They know how to play together. They've been playing together for a long time, and Something was kind of the one that catalyzed this team last year into their big run, and I think he could be one of the top guys on this team to help do that again. All right, number 3, another Paper X guy, Mr. Jinggg, best Raze in the world, hands down. He might be a one trick. He does play a couple other things. They got him playing Sage on some things, and he used to play Phoenix on Pearl, but his Raze is nuts. I feel like he's very unique the way he plays it. He's always so smart. He knows the right times to be aggressive, right times to play it slow. His aim is very, very good. It's real tough. He's a multi-fragger too. I feel like if he either gets 0 or he gets 3 to 4. I mean, it's nuts. But Jingg's playing out of his mind. All right, number two, I've got Aspas. He is in very close contention for the number 1 player in the world. But yeah, I don't know. This Leviatan team is hit or miss. I feel like I'll watch them one day, and in my head I'm like, this is the best team in the world right here. And then the other day, they just kind of shat the bed. And you're like, what are these guys doing? Where is this coming from? But I feel like Aspas is a leader on this team. Obviously, we got King. I got King at 15. But King is the driving force of this team. Aspas is the fragging force. And he is the best aimer in the world. Like, I don't think there's anyone better. most overall well-rounded player, I wouldn't say that, but best aimer, best duelist, best at decision making, he's the guy. He's insane. All right, and number 1, we got my boy Leo. Fnatic, again, starting to play well. Leo is fantastic. Every time you watch him play, he's always playing well. He's always consistent. He's always doing his thing, and he's doing it on initiator, recon initiator mainly. He's playing a little bit of Gecko, but he's just doing so well. He's calling, which again I talked about earlier, I think is really helping this team. Doesn't necessarily mean he's an IGL, or Boostio shouldn't be the IGL or anything. You just have to have that. It's so beneficial to have an additional mind in there, helping work the map, seeing things that you aren't seeing, making calls. And I mean, he had his Jordan game the other day. He was so sick he didn't even calm a whole map, and he was dropping 28 frags. I mean, this guy's insane. He's always consistent. He's always playing well. This is my best player in the world right now. All right, that's my top 15. I do think Boostio's underrated because he's not the fragging guy. But there's a bunch of these great players on here. I think King's a little underrated. Again, IGL, also fragging. But yeah, that's my top 15. All right, we're going to go into power rankings now. Let's get out of this. So this is who I think the best teams are. Teams as a whole. Not necessarily who I think is going to win. We'll do that in a minute. Because sometimes that plays out. That's matchups. There's a lot of different things. If all things were fair and even, this is how I would bring it up. Let's just start at the top. We'll put Paper X up here. I think it's pretty straightforward. I think they are playing like they're the best team in the world right now. I'm gonna put 100 of these up there too. Second behind them, I think it's close. I think they're playing as a team. I think teams that play extremely coordinated and extremely well together are so good. These guys are playing out of their minds. So yeah, I already talked about Boostio. I think he's doing a stellar job with them. I think I'm next. So let's just kind of throw some people up here first. I think Fnatic, I rate G2, Lev, and Heretics pretty highly. Oh man, Jinggg is tough too. I'm just gonna kind of throw these guys up here. I'm gonna move things around. This is kind of my initial thoughts right here. And it's pretty close. I think Heretics are underrated. I think they're, even with the loss of Miniboo not playing, I think this team is insane. I think Wood's gonna fry on duelists. Patty Tech is a great support player, great initiator. He's coming back in. I think he's playing really well. These two are really tough right here. I don't really even know what to do with these guys. G2 just beat them in a tough series. Oh man, I don't know what it is, but I love the way G2's playing. I think it's G2 and then Lev. I don't know if they played again. Man, I feel like it would be another 3-2 in G2's way. So I'm gonna go with it. These guys right here are all really close. I think any one of these could win the whole thing if everything plays out correctly. I think these two are the favorites for sure. Jinggg could be up here, but I'm a little more down on them. I might bump EDG up just a little over FUT, a little Chinese bub. And then T1, FBX, DRG. I'm gonna put FBX in C. I'm gonna put them in C. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. The A tier right here is real tough. It's the toughest for me. I think these are pretty locked in. I think these are pretty locked in. Some of these could swap, but I think these guys would really have to perform. Jinggg is the most hopeful out of them. I mean, they already did it. They already made finals in the Masters event this year. I just don't think they're going to do it twice. I think the top, I think they could make it to lower finals, but I don't think they would win. I just don't think they can do it right now. So, all right, that's my power rankings. We'll see how this plays out. All right, we're gonna do some predictions, pick'ems. All right, so we're gonna play this out. We're gonna do this pick'em. Obviously, I know some of this is random, such as like the matchups in the Swiss stage. So if you're not familiar, these are the initial matchups. Every team that wins, they'll go into this 1-0 stage. All the teams that lose go to 0-1, and So if you win a game, you play another team that won. If you lose a game, you play another team that lose. 2 losses, you're out. 2 wins, and you advance. So the teams that win these 1-0 games advance to the playoffs. If you lose, you have one more chance against the winners round 2 here. So matchup wise, G2 T1, I think G2 has this. They're a pretty solid team. Valen's been playing out of his mind. I think it's pretty easy. Same with this one. Chinese squads are it's gonna be tough. Plus, I really like Heretics. I think they're playing really well. Even without Minibu, yeah, I think they take this 2-0. Lev Jinggg. This is the most hype game to start. This one's tough, man. I do think Lev take a little bounce back. I feel like they take a loss to G2, don't make it to finals, but make it to Shanghai. I think they win G2 against Jinggg. I think it's 2-1, but I think Lev wins. FPX FUT. This is a tough one. FUT has these weird comps. FPX has weird comps. I honestly have no clue on this game. I do like FPX. I do like the more fun, random style of these comps with Clove and all that stuff. So who knows? They might be able to pull it out. I don't think it's gonna be against FUT. I think FUT's gonna out aim them though. So we got G2 Heretics, Lev FUT. So let's do a little random. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll do a random generator. So we'll just go in order. So this will be the first slot, second, third, fourth. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever this number lands on in this order, I'll put it in there. All right, so we got 3. So we got Lev here. Lev. We get the same number again. We'll just keep going until we get a new one. 4. So we got FUT. That puts G2 against Heretics. All right, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the losers. So we got 4. They will play DRG. 2, 3, 4. This could be interesting. This is interesting if this plays out. A couple Chinese teams playing each other. So that would put T1 and Jinggg. Jinggg. All right, how these games? I don't know. I'm feeling Lev. I really do think. I think they're playing really. I think they will be playing really well. They had a rough game. They'll bounce back. They're a really good team. This might be America's bias. Actually, no. I'm going Heretics. I think they're gonna surprise some people. I think they're gonna come out with a sub and actually do pretty well. Okay, so these games here. This one's easy. Oh man, T1 Jinggg. They've already beat them. I do think I had this one. I do think they had that one. I don't know. I can't believe in T1. Can't do it. Oh, okay. Eliminated. We got DRG. T1, and then so over here it's the loser of these two. So let's just go down the list. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2. These are out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Sorry. We got 3. So F1, but a little rematch. I don't know why I'm randomizing because the rest are the other two. So we got G2 versus Jinggg. Oh man, this will be crazy. That means that G2 or Jinggg wouldn't make it. So these guys are already in for a check. Oh man, I think FPX wins this. I do. I think they take the rematch. This is a tough format because you might play some guys again. They might have some new stuff. I think they do it. I feel like that's a bold pick 'em. But I'm also not super high on FUT right now, so I feel like this is a good matchup. If they get FUT, DRG, and then FUT again, oh man, I feel like they can make playoffs. G2 Jinggg. I don't know. I feel like Jinggg is gonna hit a wall. They already did their big run. I think this is gonna be tough. I think they lose this first game. They get a win over T1 that they've already played. We got G2. Got all America's teams going over. No America's bias at all, right? That's FUT. Jinggg out. Man, so we got Lev, Heretics, FPX, G2. So over here, let's see. So the other teams are Fnatic, whoops, 100T, PaperX, and why am I blanking? Oh, so in this order we'll do random again because I don't know how this is gonna play out. So 3, PaperX. What's there? again. We need 2 or 4. There we go. 4. So that's E, D, G. That puts our T down here. Alright. So now let's take our guys over here. So we'll do again just that same format. 1, 2, 3, 4. Randomizer. We'll do it in the same 1, 2, 3, 4 down here. Alright. Number 4. So we got G2 versus PaperX. We got number 2. Heretics. Fnatic. Oh man. Oh boy. You need 1 or 3. 1. Lev. EDG. Lev EDG. And then 100 team. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna kind of go through this a little quickly. I think Fnatic. This is bad, but I'm picking all the 1 seeds. I don't think any of these teams, especially these lineups. This is a close one. I think this is easy. This is a little close. This could be close, but if G2 is against any of these other ones besides 100T, EDG, or Fnatic, I feel like I would have picked them. But not today. Oops. F, N, C, E, D, G, stuff. 100 Thieves. Alright, so we got G2, Heretics, Lev, P, X. Alright, let's go. So we'll just do all 4 of these. Alright, so PRX, Fnatic. I think it's PRX here. 100 Thieves. Spoiler, I think they might win this whole thing. G2 Heretics. I have them playing up here. G2. Yeah, Heretics. Man, yeah, I think it's gonna be this rematch thing that eliminates them. Yeah, I think this one's easy. I think Lev's out. Oh, I forgot to put these down. FNC, and then EDG. Now, who makes the lower bracket run? Let's finish up the lower brackets first. So we'll go all the way to grand finals here. And we'll do well, I guess we'll do upper than lower. G2 Fnatic. I think this is a good run for G2. I think it's over. Lev, EDG, I think same. I think the Americas fall short over here. They do well. I do think both of these teams are dark horses for champions. Okay, Fnatic, EDG. This is tough because if these guys play super well, they get their home crowd. That doesn't really affect them. I do think they make a run here. FNC. PRX 100 Thieves. I think this might shock 100 Thieves a little bit. They might be ready for it. I don't know. Boostio's played these guys. He knows how it feels. It's a different feeling. 100 Thieves here. I think this is the route here. But I do like 100 Thieves here. I think it's an EG all over again. This team is just so much like them, and they might be better. Honestly, they could be better than the EG team. They've been playing together longer. The core of them. Now they have Boostio pushing it. I think 100 Thieves is the winner here. That's my pick 'em. That's it. Man, this is tough. It's tough. Who knows how this is gonna play out? It's gonna be interesting. We'll follow along. We'll keep up with it. We'll see how this changes.